Welcome back to Sawtooth Revival. I just got to the property here this morning and finished up walking the fence line around the back of the property. No new holes, which is great, so let's hope it stays that way. But today I'm going to talk a little bit about what we plan on doing on our end in the sawtooth section. Cleared out, and as you can well maybe tell on the camera, you can see a little more light down on that end because there's some sections that are still falling in and sunlight's peeking through. But the hope and the plan is to keep the sawtooth sections that have the windows up top. So at this pole right here where it says fire extinguisher, this red sign right here, from this pole over to that end to those brick arches is all sawtooth with the windows up top. So what I'd like to do is keep from this pole over to the last section. So the last section would be opened up, but I think it's 5 sawtooths total that I would like to keep. The reason being is some of these sections are pretty bad up here. They're gonna need some attention. But the ramp going down to the basement is right here. So the basement starts on this section that way. Everything behind me is just a concrete floor with nothing below. So I'd like to help keep the basement dry, I'd like to keep the section above the basement enclosed so we can use as living space. So that means these sections will be coming down at some point. So this will eventually just be a big courtyard. And down there is the blue door leading into the dye room. So that could be another entrance into this courtyard space. And then we'll put a wall from here across, close this in, and probably put a door in here into our living space. So this would all be outdoor living space. We could put some big windows in here to let light in on this side of the building. And what we're planning on doing is taking out some of these big windows along here and using them along the wall for this outdoor courtyard space. Another plan would be is maybe keep this section here, this sawtooth here, and just incorporating it as maybe a big porch. But it is getting worse and worse, so I don't know if that's gonna be feasible. But we'll see. I mean, it's kind of, time is against us with some of these things. So we'll just see when we get there. We might have to just come down. And if we come around here, these are the 2 blue doors that go straight out to the driveway. So people can pull up and we can keep these doors open, leading it right into the courtyard. We still have a lot of cleaning up to do in here. But what I'm thinking about doing today is just get started by taking down a little bit of this sawtooth, letting a little more sunlight come in here. And I'm thinking about going up on the dye room over here and taking down this section here from up top, because it's just, we can reach it. There's nothing really back here that I'm worried about getting wet. A lot of the stuff is just gonna get thrown out anyway or scrapped. Might move these boxes out here at some point and just move it down to the other end. That shouldn't take too much time. The hardest part is just the walk from this end all the way down to the other end. But that's not too bad. We can manage it. So, but as you can see right here, the amount of sun just coming through that one little crack. If we open that whole side up from over there, the sunlight coming in here would be great. I just want to be really careful because I don't want to drop anything down here and break any of these glass panels because they look like they're the original glass. So I made it up on top of the sawtooth, and these shingles come off pretty easy. All I gotta do is really kind of get up underneath them and pull them. right, so I came down through the dye room. And this is then that we took that whole section out. So now we can see all the way through. It's letting all this light in here so we can see through this space so much better. I'll be able to clean out through here a whole lot easier and drag things. Hopefully I'll get these two doors over on this corner opened up so we can come in here, pull stuff out, take these walls down, take this big wall down. But now that we can see a whole lot better in here, we can see how bad these beams are. Like that's all the way broken loose. It's just being held up by the sprinkler system across that I-beam. So it's in really bad shape. I mean, it's gonna need a lot of work. And I'll come back through here and you can kind of see the windows a little bit better in here. So I think one of the next things that I'd like to do is clean out on this end a little bit. So that way we can get these windows out because they're not gonna stay. And I don't want them to get broken. So we might have to start cleaning up this and start getting these windows out because now that there's gonna be water coming through here, I don't want these frames getting rusted out because we're gonna reuse some of them and my parents will probably reuse some of them. So I don't want those to go bad. So it's just so cool to see the light coming through. And when we were up there, we think that there was originally windows through here because they would have been perfectly, the way they're built up there, it looks like there was windows at some point, but I think that's it for now. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.